Hey guys, good morning. I am outside in Cambridge. Woo! It is our Saturday. T-minus 2 days until Rise launches on Monday. I'm so excited. I hope that you are all on the early access list. If you're not yet, join via the link under our banner image on Facebook where it says learn more. And if you're on that list, then there is a special bonus for you when you sign up. So you can sign up if you're not on the list, but I would get on the list if I were you. Hey Maddie! And I'm broadcasting a little bit later today because I know a lot of you like to sleep in on the weekend. And wanted to take y'all outside because it is springtime. It is like 50 degrees here. People are wearing shorts and flip-flops, and it's just kind of hilarious because most other places this would be like winter, but in Cambridge this is like summer. And the topic today I'm going to talk about is how to find a coach, because let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation where you're struggling with a problem, whether it's like trying to be healthier, trying to stick to a new personal habit, you're trying to up-level your game in the workplace, you're maybe in a new role, like you just got promoted to being a manager, or you're trying to start a business, and you hear these rumors about these people called coaches who help you do those things. And you go on the internet and you start to Google, like you type in coach, enter, and wait for results to come up. And then you get a list of like 100 different people all doing different things, all with like flashy websites and landing pages, and you read a few and then you start to feel kind of overwhelmed and you're like, oh my god, I don't know, do I even need a coach? Who are these people? How do they know what they're doing? Why would I give them like hundreds of dollars of my money? And then maybe you like close your computer and you're like, it's fine. I'll do this thing on my own. I'll make this change on my own. I don't need a coach. I don't need any support. Like this is too overwhelming. Or maybe you've actually worked with a coach. Maybe you've worked with a coach in your workplace, or you've worked with a coach through your school, or you've hired an independent coach yourself. Very possible. And maybe you had a great experience. I hope for your sake you had a great experience. But maybe you had an experience where you're like, well, that was like kind of helpful, but not exactly, like I didn't really vibe with this person, like the way that they talked or the things that they did, just not really what I wanted. Okay, so the point is people have a lot of hit or miss experiences with coaches, and a lot of people have some misconceptions about coaching and coaches, and I just wanted to share my 2 cents. So I'm a coach, if you don't already know, full transparency. And I have been in this industry for 3 years now. And I have learned a lot, and I've learned a lot about the different types of coaches out there, and I've learned a lot about, for me, how to find coaches, because I also am coached by coaches frequently, pretty much constantly all the time. So I wanted to share like how to find a good coach and like what is the right way to go about finding somebody. Because coaches can be super helpful. Coaches can really, in my opinion, change your life, and they can help you make the changes that you have been thinking about, maybe even the subconscious changes that you have been desiring but have never actually been able to achieve for whatever reason. Coaches can help you make those things happen. So if you just imagine the thing that you've always wanted, the way that you've always wanted to be, the habit you've always wished you had, the relationship you wished you had, like the way you wished you could lead, like all of those things are possible, and we are able to change as humans. Like we are able to change and grow, but sometimes we do need support from somebody else who knows how to support us in that change, to really push us over the edge and make that happen. So coaches can be life-changing. So I want you to be able to find coaches who are going to be able to support you in what it is that you want to accomplish. So the first thing to do if you're looking for a coach, instead of Googling, I would reach out to friends. And you can do this in multiple ways. You could post on your Facebook page. You could say, hey, I'm looking for a coach in this area. You could post in a group that you're part of on LinkedIn, or in like a group chat. You could just reach out to your girlfriends or your guy friends, but reach out to friends. You could reach out to colleagues. You could ask your boss or your manager or your mentor. I would ask people that you know and trust, because they're going to be able to refer you to the best coach for you. Because coaching is really personal. You want to find someone who you actually get along with, and somebody whose style is going to be effective for you. and you want to work with somebody who's had success with other clients in the past. So having a referral from somebody that you know and trust to a coach is the number one best way to find a coach, not the Google search bar. So that's the first place to start. And you can just say like what kind of goal you're trying to work on. Hey, I'm trying to be a better manager, or hey, I'm trying to make this big healthy lifestyle change, or I'm trying to show up in my personal relationships a bit different. Does anybody have a coach that they would recommend? And there are a few different types of coaches. Like the big types of coaches are executive coaches, which are like leadership, workplace coaches, career coaches who are going to help you with your career, specifically maybe changing careers, health coaches or integrative health and well-being coaches. That's the master's program that I went through at University of Minnesota. I dropped out of it 2/3 of the way through. Can talk to you about that more later. Now I'm getting my master's at Harvard. Anyways, so there are health coaches. And then there are all sorts of other coaches kind of out there in the world, whether they're mindfulness coaches or weight loss coaches or financial money mindset coaches. There are a lot of coaches, or personal trainers, fitness coaches. There are a lot of like other subdivisions of coaches. Okay, so ask your friends. That's the best way. Probably the next best way is to go to the certifying bodies that exist. So there's an International Federation of Coaches. If you've ever heard somebody market themselves as a master coach, that is essentially one of the highest levels of credentialing that you can get to within the IFC, and those are mostly for executive coaches. And then there's also a national board for, I think it's like the national, it's a really long acronym. They needed someone to help them with their branding, but it's for like a national health coaching board, essentially like that. They have a test that people can take to become a certified health coach nationally. So you can go into their databases, like try to find those certifying bodies. If you can't find a referral, you can go into those databases and see people who've actually been credentialed as a coach. And the thing is, people ask me this all the time. Do I have to work with someone who has a coaching credential or has a coaching certificate? The answer is no, because there are so many coaching certificates and credentials out there that are actually BS. That the fact that somebody has a certificate doesn't necessarily mean anything. The two things that I just referred to, the IFC and the NCCHWC, whatever the National Health Coaching Board is, those are the two certifying bodies that are legit. There are others out there that are legit too, but it's harder to really verify. So that's why I always recommend to people to start with trying to find a personal referral, because whether someone's certified or not, what you care about is whether they get results. So if you can find a friend who says, hey, I worked with this coach and we had this amazing experience and this was the outcome, that's really what matters. Okay, and then finally, when you do actually find a coach, you get a referral, you find somebody in a credentialing system, you want to set up a time to meet with them for free for like 10 or 15 or 20 minutes just to talk to them before you actually put in your credit card information and pay them. Because, as I said at the beginning, finding that right fit from a personality perspective is so important. And you don't want to be working with a coach who says, hey, you need to pay me $800 before I even get on the phone with you. Not a good sales strategy. You want to work with someone who is confident and who is willing to say, I'm happy to give you 15 minutes of my time so we can both see if this is a good fit. I always do a 20-minute free intake, and it's both for me and for the client, because there are some situations where I might say, I think that you would really benefit from coaching, but I don't think that I am the right coach to help you get where you want to go. And it's my responsibility as a responsible coach and conscientious coach to do that as well. So even if they don't advertise, just ask, hey, could you hop on the phone for 15 minutes with me just so I could like ask you some questions and hear your voice and maybe see you if you're doing a video or if you're meeting in person. And then do a gut check. That's the final step. Do I really think that this person will be able to help me? And there's not going to be a yes or no. And honestly, even in the best coaching situations, sometimes you don't get to the specific outcome that you're looking for. But do that gut check of, do I think that this person is going to contribute? Hey, Carlos, we're talking about coaching, how to find a good coach. So make that gut check. Ask yourself the question of, do I think that this person can contribute to me? Do I think that we have good compatibility? Like, am I looking forward to seeing this person again? If you're already dreading it, I mean, sometimes coaching, you're like, oh my God, they're gonna make me be honest about my life, and that can be nerve-wracking. But at least on a personal level, be like, I'm excited and happy to see this person again. Okay, I probably went way over time just because I'm outside and enjoying the fresh air. This is a topic I'm really passionate about and have a lot of information and knowledge on, and love educating people about the coaching space. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is that in Rise, we actually have a coach's corner where we have vetted coaches who we have worked with and trust and love, and have them available if you want to book time with them. So if you're a Rise member, and it's discounted from their like normal market rate for Rise members. So if you become a Rise member, there is discounted coaching and coaching that's been like vetted by our team. So we don't advertise just anyone. So that's another way. We would essentially be your referral in that situation because you would trust us, and then that would give you the confidence to at least set up a free call with them. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to comment. Even after the fact, feel free to comment. I'll check back and answer any questions you have about coaching, about finding a coach, about the certifications out there for coaching, what coaches can even help you do, the different types of coaching. I mean, it's a wild and somewhat muddy world, but it honestly can change your life if you find a really good coach for what you're working on. So I highly recommend that you consider working with a coach. Honestly, at any point in your life, they will contribute if you find a good one. But especially in those moments where you are struggling to make a change, or you are moving into a transition period, or you really feel yourself growing, like you feel that kind of like angsty, like I'm expanding beyond the edges of my being, and I want to think about what that should look like. Oh my God, there's a puppy. All right, guys. Hope that was helpful. Hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.